Now, let me ask you this. Would burning a Quran constitute hate speech in your view? I don't think so. I think anything to the contrary would constitute blasphemy, and that's dangerous as it destroys free speech. But it happened in the UK last year when Hamit Coskun was charged after burning his own copy of the Quran while shouting in Turkish, "Islam is the religion of terrorism." Now, he was found guilty and fined, the conviction later overturned. But this week, UK prosecutors challenged that and are looking to reinstate his conviction. It's so absurd the Trump administration is considering granting the 51-year-old refugee status. Samara Gill is host of Triggered with Samara Gill on Talk TV and has this analysis on the free speech precedent.
So let me get this straight. Only in modern Britain could we tie ourselves into knots like this. A man sets fire to a book, a Quran, outside a Turkish consulate in Knightsbridge. Offensive? Yes, absolutely. Provocative? Obviously. Sensible? Probably not. Then, in the middle of that protest, another man runs out and slashes him with a knife, declaring that he's defending his religion. And here's where it turns surreal. Hamit Coskun, the man who burned the book, faced years of legal wrangling, while the man wielding the knife got a suspended sentence. Now the High Court is being told something even more remarkable, that burning a religious text is, in and of itself, disorderly. Let's pause for a second at that lunacy. If burning a book, even a sacred one like the Quran, is automatically criminal, then let's stop pretending. It seems like Britain has sort of quietly introduced blasphemy laws through the back door. And we were told that those were gone ages ago. Britain formally abolished blasphemy laws back in 2008. We congratulated ourselves. We moved on. We said that speech, even if deeply offensive, would be met with argument, not arrest. Koskun burned a book. He shouted vile things about Islam. Very ugly. Very, very ugly indeed. But now this case rumbles through the courts where we have fresh calls for new Islamophobia laws over here in the United Kingdom, which raises the obvious question. Are we about to create, in effect, a protected belief system? Britain already has laws against incitement to violence, against harassment, against threatening behaviour, against stirring up racial hatred. If someone directly calls for harm against Muslim people, then the law rightly does step in this country. But Islam is a religion, a set of ideas that remain challengeable. It should remain also criticizable, even mockable in Western democracy. Christianity gets to be mocked. The monarchy gets to be sort of burned in effigy. Politicians get to be caricatured grotesquely. This was always sort of the messy and uncomfortable business of liberty in this country. If burning a Quran becomes an inherently criminal act because it causes offense or risks disorder, then what next? And here's the deeper danger with these proposed Islamophobia laws. Once you codify offense to a religion as something uniquely dangerous, you totally incentivize outrage. You reward the most combustible reaction. You effectively hand a veto to the angriest person in the room. Public bodies are basically likely to over-apply these Islamophobia rules in order to avoid complaints, leading to widespread censorship across councils, universities, and police forces. Free speech could be completely curtailed, with journalists, academics, politicians thinking twice before criticizing aspects of Islam or debate on immigration or integration or even counter-extremism. Complaints may increase because activist groups will use the definition to pressure institutions and shut down events, narrowing debate on immigration, integration, and counter-extremism. So the man who ran up to Koskun with the knife, he made a choice. A very criminal one. He chose violence. Yet somehow the legal system seems much more comfortable interrogating the protesters' speech and the burning of that Quran than the attacker's actual blade. If the High Court rules that burning a religious text is inherently disorderly, and if Parliament moves to enshrine a special protection under the sweeping new Islamophobia laws in the United Kingdom, then the West will have done something quite profound without even admitting it. And once that door is opened, it never stays confined to just one faith.
Yeah, and this is dangerous, and we still don't know what constitutes hate speech under Labor. Only time will tell.